What's the latest rumors going on here around the New York Giants? Not that this really impacts the Giants all that much, but I saw this name Brandon Jacobs potentially returning to the NFL, and I was like, you know what? I know a lot of G-Men fans out there that would be pretty interested to hear this. So the latest around Jacobs is apparently he's serious about returning to the National Football League. And I laughed when I saw this story, but then I also appreciate that Jacobs had the cojones to say, hey, I was inspired by Tim Tebow's return, so if he can do it, why the hell can't I? Tebow's 33 years old. Jacobs is, 38 years old, so there's a little bit of a difference there. But I do remember my days in the old, playing fantasy football, watching the Giants, and Jacobs was one of the biggest dudes out there on the field. I mean, you can't deny that. And I get that he used to be a running back, but he was a power running back, really, when power running backs were popular, and he was still even a lot bigger than other dudes. And now he wants to play defensive end. That I'm interested in. So here's the exact quote from Brandon Jacobs on Twitter. Well, since Tebow came back after being off a good bit, I am announcing today that I too will come back. I will play defensive end for whatever team gives me a chance. All right, it's pretty interesting there. I'm really serious about coming back as a defensive end. I can still run, I am strong, and there's no way Tim Tebow is a better athlete than I am. All right, well, we might have to figure that one out ourselves. I just need a shot at that's it. If I can't cut it, I'll take it like a man. Just give me one chance, that's all. Urban Meyer, I don't know if you're watching the show, but seems like you do a lot of crazy stuff like this. But be honest with me all. Will Brandon Jacobs return to the NFL? I want you to type R for return, or I want you to type D for this guy is done. It's a cool story. I understand that he wants to come back and play. But if I'm an NFL team and I'm going to give a 38-year-old a chance, I can't wrap my mind around that. So I'm going to go ahead and type my D for done. Now, again, this guy was a little bit bigger. So a lot of times when you talk about a running back converting to a defensive end, some people might laugh at it. But he was 6'4", 264 pounds, at least the last time that he played, which was all the way back in 2013. But even that, even 6'4", 265 pounds, that's undersized as a defensive end. I'm sorry, it is. Now, he's got awesome highlights on, all these great places where he's knocking guys over, and he was once a very fun running back, especially at the goal line. I mean, look at these numbers here. 1,141 carries. 5,094 yards, average 4.5 yards per carry, and 60 touchdowns. Now, I'm going to pat myself on the back. I'm also going to give a shout-out to producer Sam, and we found some pretty interesting stats here. If he wants to go ahead and play defensive end, well, why not show his career defensive stats? Now, we found the picture, which you guys can see, is him just absolutely laying out somebody. Now, most of these tackles either come from a fumble or a pick by Eli, and if you're a Giants fan, there were plenty of picks by Eli, but 14 total tackles, 11 solo, 3 assists. Obviously no sacks, because guess what? This man has yet to play defensive end. Now, one thing that we like to do here at Chat Sports is talk about some of the biggest stories that grab people's attention. If you like sports, if you like the NFL, this is starting to grab my attention. And the reason why I really think that this is intriguing is because let's just say Tim Tebow starts this whole thing where old players think that he can come back and start a whole new career at a new position. It reminds me a lot of what boxing is starting to turn into, where they're just trying to grab headlines. They're just trying to grab big-name people, right? Like a Logan Paul, a YouTuber who's now starting professional boxing, getting some of these big fights against somebody like a Mayweather. What if the new form of the NFL is starting to go with guys like Brandon Jacobs, Tim Tebow stealing headlines? I'll tell you one thing, it's going to be something to stay covered here on Chat Sports. Make sure you guys are watching, and if you're having a good time, like the vid.